Hi, everyone. Welcome to Glamma's Closet. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. We just got I'm out in the garage today. We are remodeling our kitchen. So my kitchen is dust. So that's fun. But I have such a very, very special guest tonight. I'm so excited to bring him on. This is Tommy with Buffalo Pickers. And if you don't know, now you know. Friday nights on Buffalo Pickers channel, they have Defend the Hustle, and they have it's Tommy, and then he has Mess Hall Diggs, and Chris and Tanya from Glass City Pickers are there, and they usually have a special guest. And I see all in one package. Hello, Bridget. Hi, sweetie. Mwah. If y'all don't know, that's Tommy's beautiful wife. She is just gorgeous. So I'm going to bring our guest on, and we're going to say hi and welcome everyone to the chat. Tommy, hi.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good, good. How's your week been so far?
Oh, busy. I mean,
Yeah.
life of a reseller and working a full-time job. So, yeah, busy.
They say no rest for the wicked. We must be the meanest people in the business.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I mean, as long as the work they do, I'm making money, so I'm good.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what I was thinking after Christmas. I was like, oh, no, I'll take a few days and relax. And then I thought, oh, man, I can't do that. I got to ship stuff out. People ordered stuff yesterday.
Right. I took 2 days, and then I was back at it,
Yeah.
It's just, it don't stop.
Nope. Got to defend that hustle all the time. So Defend the Hustle was on break over Christmas, and you'll be coming back. Is it this Friday or next Friday?
Next Friday, 21st.
Next Friday? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, I was like, oh, where's Defend the Hustle? Oh my God.
Yeah, I forgot to put something out.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of hits on, hey, what's going on with the show? Where y'all at? So.
Right?
Yeah, I messed that up. I won't do it next year.
It's not a mess up. It's I was so heartbroken. I was like, oh, that's my Friday night. That's how I kick off my Friday.
Right.
We want to say hi to a few people in the chat. So my Aunt Boo, that's my sister. And she is the second most important member of the Glam fam. Right. Me not being first, it's my husband. Reseller Wendy, hello, welcome. Bridget, I see you there, gorgeous. How are you, beautiful? Happy Hour Haulers, hi Bridget, hi Bridget. Oh my gosh, hi Bryn, hi Janet. There's Johnny with Cajun Roots Resellers. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And there's Ella. Every time I see Ella's name, I'm like, super chat. I think of her doing that dance. There's Card Shop. Hi, Ryan. And Lindsay's Posh Loft. Hello. Hi, gorgeous. Let's see. We have, okay, so I think that hopefully that catches us up. Oh, D Middleman Picker. Hello.
Middleman.
You know Middleman?
Oh, yeah. He's frequent the show on Fridays.
I do not know Middleman. Hi, Middleman. Nice to meet you. Right. I'm going to have to check him out if he's got a YouTube channel.
I don't think he got a YouTube channel yet, but I think him and his wife and David is working on it. They're out of Central Florida.
Are they? That's right. Where Kayla is. And that actually kind of leads me into if you're in the chat, hi Kathy's. If you're in the chat and you don't know, I really made it a resolution this year. Part of my business plan was to bring the hard goods and soft goods sides of the businesses together, of reselling communities, because what I noticed was that there were not a lot of crossovers. And sometimes one side will have all this information about like eBay or Amazon, and the other side will have all this information about POSHMARK and ThreadUp or the Real, and we're not really sharing information as much. And right. I just made up my mind that this is that year where we're going to get to know each other and have extra resources for everybody. So hopefully that works out. And, if not, we'll have fun along the way. So that's important.
Right.
So Tommy, when did the Buffalo Picker channel start? When did you start your YouTube?
YouTube. I started YouTube. What is this? 2020.
Okay, so you've been on for about 2 years.
Right, right. 2 years. This I started in February of 2020.
Mhm.
I got monetized in July of 2020. And from there,
Wow.
I started my Defend the Hustle show.
So you started your Defend the Hustle in like July or August of 2020?
Yes. Right. I
And
was
then,
I got a lot of support from the resale community. I got so many people that was liking my content, and they was playing my videos in the background and got my watch hours up. Johnny was one of the people that supported Ella. uh, Jennifer Hayes. I can't say enough about Jennifer. A bunch of people, I want to just start name calling because I may miss some people. But a lot of people, the middleman, everybody was just playing my videos, and I ended up just like I went from like 800 subscribers to one morning I woke up, I had 2,000 and something subscribers, and
whoa.
before I know it, I had hit 10,000 subscribers. So, and then I had to stop making videos. So, but the Defend the Hustle picked up a lot of traction from people rewatching the show after it was done on the live, and it kind of kept my numbers up. But yeah, it's like 6 months I was monetized. 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, and it just kept going up. And now it's at a standstill because I hadn't made any real content outside of Defend the Hustle
Uh-huh.
on Friday night. So this year, I'm definitely planning on making some content to try to get my numbers up. I got a goal. I set my goals, and I don't want to get ahead of the show, but just to speak of that YouTube thing, I set my goals to try to get 50,000 subs this year.
Wow. I'm still trying to get monetized.
Right.
But I'm a huge fan of Defend the Hustle. I loved it. Once I found it through Johnny, I think it was. I think you were a guest on Johnny's show in the morning.
Right.
And he mentioned it, and I went over and subbed, and then it showed up in my feed like a couple of weeks later, and I saw Mess Hall Diggs, and I recognized him.
Right.
Because I'm friends with Tina, Resale Royal 74. So she's like, yeah, you got to see this Mess Hall guy. He's hilarious, and he really is hilarious. He's just so funny. So I saw that, and I was like, okay, I got to start watching this. And that was I just absolutely adore the show. It's so much fun for me. It's so much fun. And the Glass City Pickers, oh my God. Tanya is my boo. And Chris is hilarious. I mean, I just have so much fun watching your show. So thank you so much for being on mine tonight.
Tanya trying to keep us in line on the show. So when she's there, she won't law and order.
Yeah. She might get it.
Speaking of Mess Hall, we actually got to meet up on this past Sunday. He was taking his daughter back to the fort, and he stopped by. We had coffee and basically talked some strategy on money making and stuff like that.
Wow. I bet that was a fun conversation.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Sure.
Sorry, I wasn't a fly on that wall.
For sure. He was just, spitballing some things that he got going on and I have going on. So, it's always good to get a second opinion.
I think so. I think that's never a bad idea. And we're doing retail arbitrage this month. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be getting two or three different perspectives on that, including one that's going to be all hard goods perspective. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Allie. So we're going to kind of, but I wanted to start with what I would consider the king of retail arbitrage at this point, and that is you. So I guess let's start with because I know that you were in the military.
Right.
And I just wanted to know, do you think your military background, I have a son who was in the Marines, he just came out, he's spoiled rotten. Do you think your military background or your time in the Army really helped you out in your business in any way?
Oh, sure, sure. I think the military, as a whole, if you able to go up the ranks and get into the leadership roles, I think the military as a whole has the best military training for leadership in the United States. I won't say the world, but in the United States. When you compare to any corporate organization, um, they're not just going to put you in that position without giving you the proper leadership training because it's the demand is so high and the responsibility that you have for other people is just unwaverable. So the leadership training that I had, I was able to go to 3 different leadership schools while I was in the military. I
Oh,
went
wow.
my last leadership school was what they call ANOC Advanced Leadership, where they teach you everything from time management, supervision of 30 to 40 people, counseling, task oriented. I mean, I could just go on and on and on of the things that they teach you in leadership, and it's like you always have the attitude. Once you get to that level, you got the attitude through the different levels of training that you can't afford to fail. And whatever you seek out to
Wow.
do, you cannot afford to fail. And that's the attitude that I took when I got into this because I knew that this was something that I would love to do. Even before I got my first sale, it was like I sat on the fence for probably 3 months just watching videos of different good top resellers.
Yeah.
And once I felt comfortable getting out there, I never looked back, and the sky was the limit. I mean, it's still sky limit, My goal this year is to try to get, well, let me take the try word out. My goal is to be somewhere in the 500K range for sales.
Oh,
So
wow. That is an
that
incredible
ain't
goal.
high.
You know what? If you don't,
Yeah.
um, we have a question from the chat. Random chick picker. That's Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Her question is, where do you enjoy sourcing for retail arbitrage?
Um, I can say initially Walmart,
Mhm.
but that is starting to change somewhat for me because once I got into the warehouse, I got more space. Um, and let me kind of back up a little bit to kind of elaborate on that particular question.
Uh-huh.
So I started out when I first started retail arbitrage. I started out in a 2 bedroom apartment that my
Wow.
wife and I, we was waiting for this house to be built. So I was in a 2 bedroom apartment doing retail arbitrage. My wife couldn't even come into the living room or family room because I had it just packed with all kind of stuff, trying to
Oh,
prep it to FBA to Amazon. So um, then when I got into the house, we have 3-car garage. So I pretty much took over the 2-car garage, and my wife was like, you need to find you another place. So eventually, which I meant, my goal, and I'm a firm believer of putting things out into the atmosphere.
mhm.
And my goal was once I hit 3 years in reselling, that I would have a warehouse. So when I hit 3 years in 1 month, I had a warehouse.
You're
So
like,
now
I'm
I
gonna
got more
manifest
space.
this.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
now I got more space. So now it's like I like going to Walmart, that's like was my favorite spot. But
Mhm.
now I'm more into doing liquidation. So I'm trying to find those case packs, items that are in new condition that, places like Walmart, Target, Costco, places like that are just sending to liquidation, and I can get it just like you would get it in the store, but I'm getting it all in one place at one time.
So do they do like the liquidation places? Do they do, I apologize. My guys, my live stream is a little, we have some storms in the area. So again,
Right.
I apologize for that.
Right.
But so do those come to you? Like, do you get a pallet of all one thing, or do you get a pallet where it's like a bunch of different boxes of things?
Yeah. So last year, I can say I was a rookie in the game, so I made some
Mhm.
mistakes. I got things that was pretty much out of my marketplace or where I wanted to sell. But as a reseller, you always got to have an out. So it may not be where you want to sell, but if that's your out, that's where you're going to sell. So that's what I had to end up doing is taking things that I had to sell on Facebook Marketplace. I had to sell it. Just people coming by the warehouse. I had to put on 2 or 3 sales at the warehouse where I opened up the warehouse and had people come in and buy, at discounted prices. And that was an error on my part. Even though I broke even, that's what, as a reseller, we're not trying to break even. We're trying to
No.
stay
Yeah.
in the black. So I broke even on that load, but I made the choice of getting that load because I was a rookie. And that's what happens, when you jump into something and you don't fully understand it. Now that I had a year under my belt, I fully understand what I'm looking for and where to find it. So that's a plus for me. So now I know, okay, I had a shortfall, but now from that mistake has put me in a position now to know exactly what I'm getting. So this week and next week, I'm getting 7 pallets. One of those pallets is going to be all new um, uh, air fryers.
Oh,
These,
wow. Those things
these,
are popular.
yeah, I mean, again, it's some top name brand stuff as well.
Oh, wow.
And then my other 6 pallets is going to be all case pack toys, things that you would pay at Walmart. Just say, for instance, I'm getting case pack toys of something that I could sell on different platforms for in the 30s and 40s, and I'm paying
Mhm.
$4 per unit.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I'm like, I like Walmart. Walmart like
Yeah.
one of my favorite places, but it's rare you find these items, in their clearance or hidden clearance at Walmart. You
Yeah.
may find it, but it may be like seasonal. But with liquidation, you do your due diligence, you can find that stuff like every week. If you got the capital to support it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about the buying process. Do you have like, if somebody's new to retail arbitrage,
Right.
um, would you recommend what percentage of their overall profits would you recommend that they put aside for purchasing to go back into the business?
Well, now that's a double-edged sword. There, it's all depending on your situation. If you're doing retail arbitrage to cover your expenses, your household expenses, your living expenses, then that's a different percentage. But if you, like for myself, I work a full-time job, so everything that come into my retail arbitrage or whatever reselling that I do, sourcing that I do, it's 100% back in. So I'll just keep reinventing the wheel, keep feeding the beast and letting the money build up, because every time I'm getting more and more money to add to what Amazon called a beast. So now if you are a type of person where you got to, pay your car note, pay your house note, go buy food, stuff like that, then I can't speak on that because I never had to do that. I
Right.
don't know what the percentages are on that. Now eventually, I will be there. Because my long-term goal is to be in a position where I can walk away from my job. But I want
Yeah.
to walk away from my job and be like super comfortable.
And
You
know that you're not gonna suffer. You're not gonna have to eat ramen noodles for a week.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Nobody wants to go back
And,
to those days.
and be
Nobody wants to
getting
go back to their
jumped on
20s
the
and
head by my wife, like, what you do? Yeah,
so
exactly.
we have some people who are also resellers. Um, that it's not they. I don't think they realize that you don't just do retail arbitrage. You
Right.
also mentioned that you do online arbitrage as well. Is that
Right.
still correct, or do you still
Yes.
do that?
Yes. I have. I don't know. The middleman is in the chat. We talk a lot. Glass City Pickers. We talk a lot about different deals that may appear. If I come across something, I shoot it out to people that I know are interested in that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So this right after Christmas, I probably spent, I don't know, maybe $2,000, but I have about $6,000 or $7,000 of items in profit,
Wow.
projected profit of
Yeah.
items that I purchased at a real low price that was, just for instance, a Ryan World trip around the world is like an airplane with the Ryan characters. And I paid $13 for that. It was selling on Amazon for 56, and it's still selling on
Oh,
Amazon for 56. But I'm not going to sell it right now. I'm going to hold on to it to next Q4, and that's basically what I try to do. Is anything that I purchase right after Christmas or right into January, the new year, I try to put this stuff up, unless it's a unbelievable price. I try to put it up to the next year because that price is just going to keep getting better and better. Because
oh,
more
wow.
than likely, they're not gonna have a remake of that particular toy.
So, are you ever afraid that you're going to buy like a batch of toys or a batch of something that's going to go like totally out of style while you're holding on to it? Like the interest is going to drop off or wane?
Well, the thing is that is definitely something that could happen. Has
Mhm.
it happened to me? No, I haven't purchased anything that, for as toys goes, that it have a problem moving, because I'm very selected on my toys. When I first got into reselling, I was just buy any and everything because I'm just trying to, flip, make a quick flip. But
Yeah.
now that I'm a little more secured, I'm very selective in the things that I buy. I do extensive research. There's so many tools out there, some free tools, to be exact, that you can use to evaluate whether or not that's a good buy or bad buy based off of the price and history.
Mhm. So tools like from
Like
like
so for one, I give is Keeper. Keeper is one of the most underrated apps out there. A lot of good resellers use it, and a lot of resellers just don't mess with it because they think it's a high premium to pay to have it, but it's actually free. You can put it on your desktop as a Chrome extension.
oh wow.
And if
Okay.
you exactly, you can put it on there and you can go in there and you can do any type of research you want to do. Now it's mostly for Amazon sellers, but if you selling on eBay, you can use it as well, because sometimes if you got a good item, it cross over.
I noticed that do you ever have items where you list the same item both on eBay and on Amazon
I do, and on Walmart.
and on Walmart? So you
Mhm.
list on walmart.com too.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
that. You'd think I'd
yeah.
been paying attention in class, but
Yeah, it's a program that I use where I cross list. So my goal this year is to have my Walmart store mirror my Amazon store.
mhm.
And the program that I use is called Salebright. It does come with a premium, but it's very good because it's the only program out there right now that if I get a sale on Walmart, it'll automatically take it down off of Amazon or eBay. Uh, so
Yeah.
so that's but what I'm doing this year, because I want to save a little money, is I'm
Mhm.
taking all my eBay off of Salebright and just let eBay be my store where I sell stuff that I don't want to put on Walmart or Amazon, and have those two stores mirror each other. So and it'll be a little more cost effective for me, because once you put so many items on Salebright, you start getting a charge for that, and I don't want to have stuff just sitting there.
Right. You're gonna make that money work for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's interesting because you talked on your channel about doing garage sales and estate sales too. Do you still go to those, or do you do most of your stuff arbitrage now?
Uh, I'm, I'm a one-man show, so I'm looking at probably trying to get some help this year closer to the Q4, like maybe like the towards the middle end of Q3, bring somebody in, get them trained up so that they can take, some of the workload off of me for is what I do with the FBM with Amazon and with eBay shipments as well. But yeah, my wife, she loved going to estate sales. I haven't taken her to a garage sale, I don't think, but she loved going to estate sales. And she'd be finding some gems, some stuff that, I don't even look at. And she's like, what you think about this? I'll be like, where you find that? And she's like, oh, it was right there. And, some good stuff. So this
She's like,
year,
"This is a $200 Amish blanket, and this is a Christian Dior jacket," and you're like, "What?"
yeah,
Yeah,
so I was basically that was one part of the conversation Mess Hall and I was talking about was that I was letting them know that this year I will get out to more estate sales and garage sales because I mean it's a lot that goes on here in Atlanta in the surrounding metro area.
yeah.
And when I have went out, I have found some great things. I just sold a uh, angel, the breast cancer awareness angel almost looked like
Oh,
this pink
wow.
angel over here. It
Uh-huh.
almost looked like that, but it's made of porcelain. I
Oh,
purchased that
beautiful.
thing for $8 at a estate sale, and I ended up selling it for 75 on eBay.
Oh my god.
Yep.
See, that's where I was thinking about getting into hard goods because there's so much room on the flip on hard goods, but I gotta be honest, I just it wasn't really my wheelhouse. It wasn't my favorite, but I still do love from time to time to pick things up just to see if they'll flip. And
Right.
I've had a couple of great flips on eBay this week that I'm like, okay, I'll get some LL Bean waiters again at the Goodwill.
Yeah, I mean, when I go out, I comp everything. I mean, I don't just
Yeah.
buy just to buy or I think it's gonna sell. I try to
Mhm.
see what the numbers are gonna tell me. So on eBay, I do the comp. On Amazon, I pull out my research and I do uh, Keeper and I do Camel just to see what that product is doing. But yeah, I always try to crunch the numbers before make an informed decision before I make a purchase.
That makes sense. And I think that's something that I think that's something that maybe people kind of get after you've been reselling for a little while. I think people kind of get cocky. They start to like they get a little self-confident, and it's good to be
Right,
confident, but they get a little too self-confident and they're like,
right.
"Oh, I know this is gonna sell. This is a good name or whatever." And it could be like, no, it's gonna sell for less than what you paid for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I watch some videos and I'm not going to, do no name calling, but I watch some videos and I see some of the resellers like, I don't comp anything. And then, 3 or 4 weeks later, I guess they forgot about that video. Then 3 or 4 weeks later, you see a video and they comping everything. So, I
Yeah.
don't know if that because they got burned or what, but yeah, I comp everything.
Yeah.
I never buy anything, like even like Bose. Bose is a well-known great brand when it comes to
Yeah.
speakers. And even though I know it's a great brand, I still comp it. I still have to comp it. I just want to know compared to what I'm paying for that item, what's the percentage, that I'm gonna, make off of that item. So I
Yeah.
always
I ran into that. I went to a Goodwill and I was selling with the sci-fi guys, and I thought I was going to be slick. And I found a Fortnite doll, and I was like, "Oh, look at me! I got this thing for $12. It's new in the box." And I
right.
got it home, and it was on Walmart for $11.99,
Wow.
free shipping. And I was like, "Okay, Dana, don't you ever not come again." That was the dumbest.
That's a good point too. It's advantage for you to comp items when you at these places as well because sometimes you can let them know that they got the prices too high. You know, I
Yeah.
did that a lot with Barbies. People be surprised with how much I pay for Barbies when I go out and get Barbies brand new in the box. You know, people be like, you pay what? And, you know, but yeah, when I go out, I try to. I'm a shrewd negotiator when it comes to Barbies because I know so much about them. So when I start talking to the people that selling the Barbie, most of the time they don't have no interest in it. They just want to sell it. They know Barbie is a good brand, but they don't have no skin in the game. It's probably something that they got from their grandmother or their mom, or something that they had when
Yeah.
they was a kid. And you know, they don't have the connection to it. So when I go out there and I start telling them what I know about the dolls, then they like, oh, you know, okay, you might be right. You know, so I just talk them all the way down, and you would be, you know, surprised. You come in my warehouse and see some of these Barbies that I have that I paid $10 for, you know, a five, you know,
Wow.
maybe 12 at max, that selling for 100 to almost $200 on Amazon.
Well, especially I would think that the like the special occasion ones, or like if there's like a Princess Di outfit one or something like that where it's like a special sort of release,
Right,
or like holiday Barbies. The holiday Barbies are always intriguing to me because I'm
right.
like, dang, they want $35 for a Barbie. But then I'm like, 5 years from now, is that thing going to be worth like $500 or,
Now I can tell you from my experience, I've been selling Barbies for 4 years,
Mhm.
and I can tell you for this year was probably the lowest Barbie's ever been in sales.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
the year last year that was great. The year before it was super, and the year before that was even better. You know, but for some reason this year, um, it's just people was driving the prices down for some reason. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but you know, it's mine sold. They sold. If they didn't, they just stayed where they were. You know,
Well, because
I wasn't gonna get in the rat race.
I would guess that with Barbie, that's because it's so sellable and it's been sellable for, I don't know, 6, 7 decades now, that you don't really have to like catch and release it right away. You can hold on to those
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
if
I
they have
mean,
like a
those
specific
Barbies
purpose.
I have now, I say that, you know, I could say it was slower this year, well, this past year, but I probably sold about 60 plus Barbies. And for every Barbie that I paid $10 for, I probably made 90 to $100 off of it.
My God.
You know, so the money is there. If you can find the you know, Barbies, and you know, uh, I made a video about Barbies and what I know about the Barbies on my channel. But if you can find those, like you said, the holiday special occasion Barbies out there, theme, you know, Barbies out there, it's some money to be made. You just got to know what you're looking for. You can't just go out and buy it because it look pretty.
Yeah, I'm tempted because I have to tell you, I have to go pick up dog food tomorrow at Walmart. I'm so tempted to go to their clearance section and see if they have any Barbies now. And I totally am not selling hard goods. I'm
Right.
like, but a $90 flip is a $90 flip. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
what kind of storage do you need to house your goods and your business? I mean, how big is your like warehouse, and how much of that storage
Yeah.
space?
So I have 2,500 square foot. I have a well, actually it's 2,500 square foot, but then I have additional 300 square foot upstairs. Um,
Oh, wow.
and I have like shelves up there. Some of the items that I know I'm going to keep until Q4, I put it up there. And I'm actually in the process of having all that stuff staged right now. I have probably close to 20 boxes staged up there with goods that I'm going to sell for Q4. I'm not going
Uh-huh.
to even take it out of the box until August. So I know what it is. I have it listed at an extreme price, so I know it won't sell. And then I'm going to reevaluate it in August just to see, you know, what the market telling me, I should be selling this item for and projected to move in October. December.
That makes sense to me. And here's my only question. When I think about that, when I think about a warehouse, how do you keep the critters out?
Yeah. So I buy
Seriously? Do you get a
now,
cat
now
or
now I haven't had any issues with reptiles. You know,
Yeah.
for bugs, I mean that just come with the territory. So what I did what I did well when I first moved in, I sprayed the place down. And I
Mhm.
try to keep the shells from up against the wall so I can go get behind it and spray the cracks and stuff. Cause that's the most thing you have is the little bugs. If it's in the rats, I haven't had any signs of any being around. Pretty sure if they in there, they probably up in the beams, moving around or whatever. But I can't see them, and like I said, I haven't had any signs of them being around. But the best thing to do is look for like Lowe's and Walmart when they have the sale on the I forgot the name. I guess they call it Home Front or something like that. The bug spray. They
Uh-huh.
sell like 5 gallons and it'd be about $5. I mean, I have like 5 or 6 of those sitting in the warehouse right now.
Wow. That's good information. And I know it sounds weird that I'm asking that question,
Right.
but I'm like, if you've got like because I was thinking about getting a warehouse and I was like, I'm not sure because what if they have like, mice or bugs or whatever? And
Yeah,
I
they got
honestly
bugs. I can tell you that. You just, what like I said, just keep your, the rule of thumb I use is just try to keep your items off the wall. Have enough crack back there where you can, you know, put your spray on the ground. And if you think that you may have little, mice or whatever running around, just, try to put your traps out.
okay.
But that come with the territory though,
Keep it off the wall though. That's a good lesson. And
Yeah,
I think that maybe people don't know that.
right.
Um, so you mentioned that you do research on did you say Kelly is the is the website that you use, the app that you
Uh,
use?
keep, keeper.
Keeper. Okay. So do you do any other type of research? Like do you do any like in-store research or how do you find out what's selling best and
Yeah,
what's
so I have a app on my phone. It's called Spotify 2, and it's a particular app that you get. And I'm mostly speaking of Amazon because that's my major marketplace.
uh
Is I use an app called Spotify 2, which comes with Inventory Lab. Inventory Lab is a program that you can use to, if you ship in FBA to Amazon, it speeds up the process for you. It create a database for items that you send, on a regular. So just say, for instance, if I was selling this Perrier and 2 months later I scan Perrier, it'll pop right back up for the price that I sold it and when I sold it. And if I want to continue to sell it at that price, I just click one click button and it'll go to the area where you can actually put it in your boxes that you're going to ship to Amazon. So Inventory Lab is a program that I use, and with that program, you get an app called Scoutify. That app is more advanced than the regular Amazon seller app because it's you can do your actual research right there in the store. Now with the Amazon seller app, you can do your research. You can do your research and compare it to other sellers. But with the Spotify app, you can go and click on the research button, go on the back end, and it'll show you like the Keeper app, the Camera app, and there's a couple other apps you can use to kind of do your research right there in the store.
So it looks like it sounds like that app like kind of brings all the other apps together to
It
work
does.
together.
It does.
That's
It does.
cool.
It bring
That's
in
cool. And does
all
that
the,
one
it bring
cross
in it bring in all the Amazon inventory, which the Amazon seller app does. But along with that, you have a feature where you can go in and look at, um, you know, kind of research the Keeper app, the Camera app, and also it show you like if that item is selling in the top 1%, or if it's selling, in the 10% or 5%, and everybody that sell on Amazon know that when you out purchasing items, you want to always look for things that selling in the top 1%.
Yeah. See, the retail arbitrage is so interesting to me because I just feel like there's just not enough information out there other than you and Johnny. Like you and Johnny are the only ones.
And it's, I tell people all the time, retail arbitrage, connecting it with Amazon, you got to look at it like you're a corporation. You got to look at like your business is a corporation, and all your secrets that you have to run your business, you want to keep those secrets within your business. It's just like, Coke trying to keep everything away from Pepsi.
You don't want anybody to have your secret recipe.
You don't want that formula. That formula is protected. And certain things that they do is protected. Where that's why you have this thing called corporate espionage, because people are always trying to steal other people's ideals. And the same thing with Amazon. It's like if I go, you see a lot of Amazon sellers that will not tell you their store name. Like on eBay, you're like, hey, what's your store name? You give your store name out. But on Amazon, you won't do that, because what people will do, they'll go in, they'll screw up your store, and everything you selling that's selling for a good price, they can find out where you're buying it from, and then now you got competition.
Oh, and try to undercut you?
And try to undercut you. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. Why they do that, I don't know. But, I tell people that if you come in and you're not what we call a whale shark, where you just got unlimited inventory, and you try to undercut people, the game of selling on Amazon is going to be short for you.
Yeah. So you gotta run with the big dogs or get off the porch.
Yeah. You got to try to put yourself in a position, to run with the big dogs. You got to protect your brand. You got to your store is your brand, and whatever you're doing to get whatever your sourcing and the formulas that you use to come up with different type of things that you want to do for your brand. That stuff has to be protected. It's like certain people in the community. If they look like they trying to be a certified reseller, and it's somebody that is genuine, and I can feel people when I talk to them. That's why I like to talk to people over the phone before I give them information, because I want to feel, is this person genuine enough for me to give them a distributor? Because the thing is, if I give you a distributor, I'm relying on you to protect something that I gave you. So everybody can't get that, because I'm trying to limit the competition as well. But it's a few people out there that I feel deserve to get a boost.
I can understand that, and there are some people who, I believe that there are some people who are maybe they're not as motivated. They're not as hungry.
Right.
And so you can I would guess that you can kind of tell talking to them.
Yeah. That's why I be want to talk, because I want to see how hungry are you, to succeed, and not just a type of person that wants you to go out and do all the work and, they reap the rewards.
Yeah. So they get your information and then turn around and use it to try and push you out of business.
Or try to, I have been around someone, and I'm not, like I said, not doing no name calling, but I've been around someone that got a distributor and then tried to sell it to people.
Oh.
Yeah. Try to sell it to people, try to sell people. And people will pay. People that don't know, they will pay for that information, if they desperate enough. And the person was trying to sell the information for $1,500 a pop.
Oh, that's wrong.
And they didn't even, go out and find it on their own. They just, got it and then ran with it and like, hey, if you want it, $1,500.
That's wrong. That's so, I mean, it's just a sacrificing your integrity for the immediate reward.
Yeah, exactly. Immediate gain, and then what you
Yeah.
got.
And then you have a bad reputation and, $1,500 that you probably just gambled away.
Yeah. Because
Okay, in my case,
people
it'd be
stuff,
$1,500 that I just spent
yeah,
on a
yeah,
dress
you
or
do
something,
stuff
but you
like
get
that
the idea.
underhand that it's gonna come back on you. You're gonna
Yeah,
lose.
karma is we all know what karma is. I would ask, what's your biggest buying mistake? And what did you really learn? What did you learn from your biggest buying mistake?
So, my biggest buying mistake, which I spoke of earlier when we was talking about liquidation, I
Mhm.
went out and I was so eager to get started in the liquidation business. You being there, I got all this space, 2,500 square foot warehouse. I'm ready to put it in there and get it to work. So the biggest mistake I made was buying a truckload of
You mean like
items,
a semi truck?
semi
Oh
truckload
my
of
god!
items that was unmanifested, had a
Oh,
value of 40 some $1,000 retail,
hmm,
but it was return Amazon goods. So this is what I say, that the lack of experience, jumping into something before you fully understand it, that can make or break you. But the thing was, like I said, when I go into anything based off of my military training and how they taught us in the military that you can't afford to fail, is that I knew that I had to find outs with this particular product, that is not the norm for me. The norm for me is selling on Amazon, eBay, Walmart. Now I got to figure out, I got all this junk in my warehouse. How am I going to move it? So the first thing was, hey, let's start a sale. Let's create a sale. Did that. Had to go and spend. And anytime you're going to make money, you got to spend money.
you
So I had
do.
to go out and buy all these tables, and had
Oh no!
now they in my warehouse in a stack. Don't even have really no use for them at the
Oh
moment.
wow!
So I had to go out and buy all these
Sell 'em.
tables, set up a sale. And the good thing was I had a nice turnout for the 3 sales that I had, so that was a plus.
That's good.
Um, so I can say, what I learned from it was to be more innovative. You know, don't make the mistake and dwell on it. Try to figure your way out of that mistake. So that's one thing that I did. I got innovative. I came up with ideas on
Mhm.
where I need to do to get this stuff moved. Um, and perseverance. Perseverance is one of my watchwords that I always talk about. When I used to, when we first started defending the hustle, is in life you're gonna run into roadblocks. You're gonna run into a nose. You're gonna run into mistakes that you make in the game. But are you strong enough to not let it stop you? And for some people, spending $10,000 at one drop, that could kill your business. And for me,
It
it
would
didn't.
kill my marriage. He'd kill me.
For me, it didn't kill my business, but it definitely slowed me down, and I could feel the effects of that one mistake
Mhm.
compared to the amount of money I made for 2021 over the money that I made for 2020. So I could feel it. But the thing was, it wasn't enough. It wasn't impactful enough, and I didn't let it just dwell in my mind to hold me back. Because I could have easily just say, you know what, man, I'm done with
Forget.
this.
Yeah.
Like here at the warehouse, I go back to the two car garage and retail arbitrage. But I knew that, like I said, once I got into that warehouse, once I got into reselling, I was like, I can't afford to fail.
Failure was not an option.
Exactly. It was not an option.
That
Yeah.
is, I think we learn too. I mean, those really hard lessons are the ones that will stick with us forever, I think. And it's so it's so nice to know that even people who are, even people who have like a big warehouse full of, full of really expensive stuff, and
Right.
even people who have, $20,000 worth of listings on Walmart and eBay, even those people can, have a bad buy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a learning curve. Anything you do that is not the norm, it's a
Yeah.
learning curve. It's just like somebody that constantly go to garage sales every weekend, and all of a sudden now they want to go and jump into retail arbitrage. It's going to be a learning curve. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to make some bad buys. You're going to see some items in the store. And you're going to be like, oh man, that's a cheap price. Let me buy them all. Because that's what I see they do on YouTube. And then you
Yeah.
buy them all, and now you got a box full of all that you can't sell.
You're a box
So,
full of all. I like that.
so, but it's
Yeah.
everything you do in this business is a learning curve. But
Yeah.
what you got to do, like you say, failure is not an option. You can't sit there. If you make a mistake, try to learn from it and move on.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that there are people who get into this business with with sort of an unrealistic expectation that they're going to make,
Right.
six figures the first 6 months or something like that, and they go buying, a really really crazy amount of all. They get a big old they get a big old garage full of all. And
Right.
yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that, Tommy. I think
Right.
that's you
In
hit that on.
2020, and I don't think I talked about this story on my show, but I did do a video on it somewhat briefly, a brief video on it. But I ran into a guy that's probably 25 miles from where I live at. He jumped in, head first, went to the stores buying all this stuff. I mean, they had 2 bedrooms full of toys, shoes, you name it, they had it.
Yeah.
The brand stuff that they wasn't even ungated to sell on Amazon, but they bought it because it was cheap. So I found them on Facebook Marketplace, and they was trying to sell it all for $5,000. So I told him, I said, let me just come take a look at what you got. So when I got down there, I seen everything they had. I'm like, man, they got about $20,000 worth of merchandise up in here, like Nike shoes, Adidas shoes,
Wow.
whatever Mario, Super Mario, whatever brand you could think of, Barbies, LOL, they had it all.
Wow.
And I ended up walking out of that door with everything they had for $2,500.
What a great deal that was. Ooh, you talked
They,
about that one.
they were so stressed
Yeah.
about the failure and not really understanding the retail arbitrage game. They knew how to go buy, but they
Yeah.
didn't know how to move the stuff. So when I
Everybody
came
knows how to
along,
shop.
yeah, when I came along, they was like, I said, man, the best I can do for y'all is about $2,500. I said, if y'all can't take that, then maybe y'all be able to move it somewhere else. The guy was like, well, before I could get to my truck, the guy was like, yeah, come get it in the morning. We'll take 25. So yeah.
Nice. So you got to fill up
Yeah.
your warehouse with 25
Yeah,
for
this was before I got
$2,500.
the warehouse. I had to
Wow.
this was when I was here at the house. I had to put it in my 3-car garage. The
Oh
third
my
the
God.
third garage, I had to put it all in there because it was just so much stuff. They had a lot of stuff. They had some classic Star Wars toys and stuff. They had a lot of stuff. I was
Wow.
trying to, figure out like, man, where y'all find this stuff at? They would never tell me where they found it at. I don't care. I mean, you're gonna let me get it off for 25. I got you.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. That's just, it just kind of blows me away that people would get in that deep and have that much stuff without having an exit plan for that stuff, like where
Yeah,
to put it, where to sell it.
right. Because like you said, people get caught up in the ideal of that they're gonna make a whole lot of money quick. you
Uh-huh.
know, and they watch the videos of these guys saying, "Hey, I spent $500 and I made 2,000, or I spent $2,000 and I made 10,000." Yeah, but what they're not telling you is how long it took them to get to that
Yes.
position. That's what they're not telling. They're not saying that, hey, I've been doing this for 3 years and I made a couple mistakes. I lost a couple $1,000, but I'm here now.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because I was talking with some other resellers the other day, and we were like talking about how sometimes there are some resellers, and again, we don't name names, we're not calling anybody out or anything,
Right.
but we've seen some resellers who really sort of inflate those numbers and really make it look like they're making gold out of Cool Whip in a day.
Right.
I mean, right. I'm like it just seems it seems disingenuous and misleading, and it makes me fear for like newer people.
Right.
No, I'm not going to name those names, boo.
Yeah, so that's why you got to
be trying to get me to start it.
That's why you got to build your network of people that you can trust.
Yes.
And the people that I network with the reason I try to get those folks valuable information is because I want to build the trust factor. If you the people that on YouTube making these videos, and I'm not saying everybody, it's some people out there putting out the real deal, but there's some people out there just doing it for the YouTube click, and the new reseller coming along, he or she not realizing that the information that person's putting out is just hype. So they get caught up in the hype, and next thing you know, because
do you remember Don't Believe the Hype?
Yeah, Don't Believe the Hype. A couple of years ago, I had put out I think it was on our show about the fact that Amazon did a database dump of all the people that come into the reselling game for that year and how many people quit. And it was like over 100 and some thousand people that came into reselling, and about 35,000 quit.
Wow. That's a pretty big percentage.
Yeah, it's a huge percentage, because like you say, it's the mindset of the get rich quick, and when it doesn't work out or the first sign of trouble, they gone.
Yeah. I watched a video of a girl who was actually just quitting right on YouTube. She just quit right out, and she's like, look, I can't live on this. And I'm like, well, did you go into it thinking that you could for the first year? Did you go in thinking that you're going to make a livable wage like in the first 6 months? Or, I mean, it seems like kind of I'm like any business. Don't most businesses take like at least 3 years to become profitable?
Right.
Like,
to get into the red, to get out of the red. And
I'm like, are you ignoring everything that anybody's ever said about business on television?
But you got people, in our community, and I'm not saying, everybody, because like I said, there's no every in anything. But you got people that don't do their due diligence, and they look at the other person, like they sit here and they look at Glamorous, and it's like, oh, she got it good, and she doing this and she doing that. I can quit my job and do the same thing. But they're not looking at the whole picture. They're not looking at the fact that you leaving your job, but you got $20,000 worth of bills that you got to pay.
Right.
On top of keeping yourself afloat and going out and buying merchandise. People not looking at that. People say, I had a couple people tell me, oh, Buffalo, you already in position to leave your job. That may be true, but I'm not no fool. Mama didn't raise no fool. I'm gonna do my due diligence. When I feel that I'm ready, then I'm gonna make the move, because I do know, being a reseller out here, that I am somewhat losing money by staying on my 9-to-5 job, because there's so much stuff that I could be doing out here
with that time,
with my business. But at the same time, I'm gonna play both of my hands until they get tired.
Yeah, that's I think that that has to do with people were asking me about that when I retired. They're like, "Wow, so you're going full time in reselling?" And I'm like, "No, honey. I am Miss I'm Mrs. Nichols full time, okay? That's my full-time job." I'm like, "Don't get it twisted. I ain't like supporting the household. My reselling does not put food on my table." Like that's for vacations and that's for, big things that we want, we want to buy a pool and all this stuff. So that's
Right,
for that stuff, but
right,
yeah, I think if people were more open and honest, about just about, what their expectations should be and honestly what they were, where they start and what's a and what the journey's been. And that's why I was really excited, Tommy, to have you on my show tonight because you have been completely transparent the entire way
right.
from the get, and it's been really it's very refreshing. It's
Yeah,
very
that's like I thank you for that too. That's all. I
mm,
always mention that he was like, man, we give out so much free information on our
yeah,
channel on the show. I don't understand why we don't have more people coming in to watch the show. And my take on that is, you just keep doing what you do. People gonna eventually
yeah,
come. You just gotta keep doing it. And keep being transparent, like the way we are, because the show was built off of being transparent.
yeah.
That's the way I came in. Now, as I got better, I had to understand that certain things that I had to conceal when it come to being a seller on Amazon. But things that are not going to hurt my business, I don't have a problem telling you. If it's going to help you, with you starting and getting yourself in a position to build a pretty decent reseller on Amazon, I don't have a problem with that. But it's just certain things that when we talked about protecting your secrets with
Oh
Amazon,
yeah.
you have to do that.
Well, the
Um,
difference is, I mean, you got to play your cards a little close when it comes to certain, when it comes to your sourcing. But as
right.
far as like the overarching expectation of, what you can put into it, what you can get out of it, I really think that that's good information, and I love watching Defend the Hustle because of that. That's you guys are always very real about, what the profit margin could be, and
Right.
what's hot and what's not, and and actually I had a friend of mine she sent me a picture of some shoes and she's like, "Are these shoes real? I don't know if they're real or not." And I said, "I got the perfect guy for you." I sent her over to Mess Hall on Instagram.
Yep. Yep.
So Mess Hall, thank you for helping out my friend Kristen. I
Yep.
appreciate it. But I was like, I know a tennis shoe guy. And it's those kind of connections that, I think it's so important to, sort of build that bridge between the two halves of the reselling community so that everybody can get to know each other.
Yeah, because you don't know everything. I mean,
No?
it don't matter, how long you've been reselling. It's certain things that you just not gonna know, and that's why it's good to try to build your network of people that are pretty much going in the same direction. Some better than others that can assist you when you need the help. Because I mean, I know a lot about Amazon, but I don't know it all, and it's certain people that I'll reach out to as well.
Yeah. Well, you have any questions about Coach? You hit me up, okay? Call me. I know Coach.
All right.
That's all that goes for you too. And thank you so much for your help. He's in the chat. I just wanted to sort of wrap things up tonight and just ask you if there's somebody who wants to, if there's somebody who's interested in retail arbitrage, but they want to kind of start small, what would your advice be to them?
Now, when you say retail arbitrage, are you talking about on eBay or Amazon?
Let's say that they were starting on Amazon.
Okay, so Amazon different game when it comes to retail arbitrage because Amazon is not going to actually ungate you in a lot of products. So the first thing I would suggest to anybody that's new is figure out what Amazon is going to allow you to sell, which brand that they're going to allow you to sell. And most of the time, if you knew, they're going to actually give you a couple items in that brand. They're not going to give you the whole brand. because they don't know you, they don't trust you, and like they always say, these are our customers, not yours. We just allow you to sell on our platform.
Mm-hmm.
So figure out which brand that they're going to allow you to sell, and then go out and solely search for that particular brand. That's what I would suggest. Solely go out, search for that brand, go to discount stores. The great thing about Amazon, there are certain items that you can buy in the big box stores at regular price that you can flip on Amazon for $10, $15 profit. So you got to be on the lookout for that as well. Don't just run to the clearance area and not check those regular aisles, because I have bought plenty of items on regular aisles that I have paid up for, but because of the fact that I knew it was going to flip on Amazon for $25, $30 more.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what I would suggest for the new person on for selling on Amazon. Now, if you're doing it on eBay, hit every clearance you can find.
I
Don't
like that. Okay.
exactly do that, and also comp it. Don't just go buy a whole bunch of stuff because it's $1. And you stuck with that stuff, for 1 year. So don't do that. Do your due diligence, comp everything that you buy. And the good thing about eBay is you're not restricted on most every toy that's in the store. You can sell it on eBay. So hit every clearance that you can find. Whereas if it's Walmart, Target, Kohl's, Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, I'm giving you all the stores. So hit those stores up. Even Five Below. I believe it or not, you can go to Five Below, find some good items in there, clump them up, and flip them on these online platforms.
That's good advice. That's funny because actually some of the retail arbitrage that we do on the clothing side of it, we also go to those exact same stores and we're probably looking at the exact same socks that you
Right.
guys are.
Right. I mean,
Like everybody's looking for those Nike socks.
yeah, you gotta. One thing I learned about those Nike socks, you got to be at those stores when they open.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah,
God,
you got to be
yes.
there when they open. If you don't, you're not gonna get them.
Uh-uh.
Uh, Crazy Maze Stash had a question in the chat.
Oh, okay. Let's see. She said, "What advice can you give people like me that inherited from collectors and hoarders?" So she inherited from apparently she inherited some stuff from collectors and hoarders in her family or something.
I mean, that's a good deal because
Yeah,
most people,
free inventory.
most people, most advice that resellers give new people, especially with eBay, is look around your house and find stuff that you're not using and put and list it on eBay. So the only advice I can give you is start listing your items on eBay. And for those collector's items, you want to comp everything. Just don't put them on there for a random price, because if it's not the right price, you have plenty of people trying to buy them from you. So comp that stuff, put it competitive, and list it. Now, if you just trying to make money and you don't care about the value that you're going to get from your item, just go in there and list it. I mean, if you getting the stuff for free, everything you make is a plus.
Pure profit. I love donations. I'm like, I'll take them all day because if I
I know
can't
that's
sell
right.
them, if I can't sell them in my store, I'll send them to ThreadUp or I'll take them to a BTS, a buy sell trade store, or
Right.
I'll take it to Plato's Closet or take it to the Goodwill and get my little receipt for my taxes or whatever.
Yeah. Another thing too is because a lot of collectors play around on eBay, always searching for something. If you got something in particular, you want to go to Google that particular item and see if you got any collectors in your town. They may even want to pay up a little bit more than what you can get on eBay.
And Facebook Marketplace. So you would not have to pay for shipping or that makes sense. I like that. I like that. Well, Tommy, I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight, but I cannot thank you enough for the privilege of having you on my channel tonight. It was truly an honor, and I'm so very, very grateful that you took the time to spend with us and talk about retail arbitrage, because I would consider you the king,
Not the king.
or at least the king of all the Barbies.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Take the Barbie king.
Yeah, I'll take that. I appreciate you having me. And like Messall made a comment in the chat that we always down to help the community, and that's definitely true. If we can help you in like especially like for just reselling in general, I don't have a problem with that. I kind of scale back a little bit about the things that I do when it come around Amazon, but just basic reselling and things that you need to know to get started.
Yeah.
Don't go out here and pay for these ebooks and these classes that people are trying to make money off of people on. Just hit us up in the Instagram. I'm Buffalo Picker on Instagram. You got any questions? I'm busy, but I will get to your message and respond back. Can I plug something?
Oh yes, please do.
Okay,
please do.
So we are having our show on the 21st of January, which will be the third weekend this month. I'm not.
I've actually got that on my calendar.
Okay, the guests. I think we may have a couple guests for this first show, and then the following week we'll have Picking in the Hood too, which will.
Oh yeah, Kevin. He's from my neck of the woods. He's from St. Louis.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll have Kev on every end of the month show.
He's fun.
Yeah,
he's
fun.
We
try to do a few things different this year. So look forward to seeing everybody that can make it. And for everybody that's in the chat that constantly supported my channel in 2021 and 2020, I appreciate you. And look forward to having you in 2022.
Absolutely. Please check out, guys, if you haven't ever, or if you haven't been back yet, you got to check out Buffalo Picker Defend the Hustle on Friday nights. What time is that on Eastern time?
7:30.
7:30 Eastern, so it's 6:30 Central.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun. That chat is just lit. It flies by.
They showed I can't keep up with it.
That's right. So stop by, say hi. I've got the link listed below. And Tommy, thank you so much once again. I really appreciate it. And everybody in the chat, no matter what you sell and no matter how you sell it, never forget, Glamma loves you. Bye, guys.